Hello, chat. Didn't you know
Yeah.
it's time to be cyber?
Is it?
Probably.
Are we going to be cyberbullies today?
But conveniently enough, that's a subject that we have. Hello, welcome to episode 8. This is actually kind of surprising to me. This is the longest I've ever held a podcast up. I'm actually surprised. Actually, second longest podcast. So, congratulations, we survived. Confetti everywhere. Don't forget, this is Confetti. This is sponsored by W Energy Drink. If you use our coupon code VincentHartSN, that gives you 10% off of your order.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta at least work on these advertisements. And don't forget, I'm in the game known as Binary. It is a lovely, amazing visual novel game by the fans for the fans for VTubers. Definitely check it out. Using !binary. So let me at least add those in for those that have this visual.
Yeah, but like, tell me, Vincent, why should I drink Dubby? What makes it different from just getting some good old Lipton powder and injecting that into my veins? Please explain it to me.
First off, you're not supposed to inject it into your veins. Second off, it helps you with your focus. It keeps you awake. It has 0 sugar. And it gets you going if you need that little pick-me-up.
So it's like a healthier version of that pill that came out once upon a time where it's just like, it'll churn your brain. It'll make you smarter or something stupid like that. And it was just like something that's really bad for you. And I don't know how that got greenlit.
Which one?
It was something that I only learned about via Rooster Teeth because they were using it. And they were using this while they were... it was in the era where people were still like sending them in... Halo videos, like their montages and all that stuff, and then in between they're doing a ad for this brain activator pill, and I was just like, that's never going to catch on, and if it does, you're going to create a habit-forming addiction to something that is probably a narcotic.
I mean, aren't most things at the end of the day like a drug on its own if you think about it in retrospect?
You made me think about this, and now I have to actually think. I'll get back to you on this.
But yeah, so we have that. I'll at least start up since the last time I let Sakura here start it up, and that is, how have we been doing?
Yeah, take it away, Vincent.
God damn it. I have been existing in a mortal plane. Outside of streaming, emotionally, I'm just here or there. It doesn't mean I'm like sad or happy. I'm just in between. As getting older has its good and bad, I guess. So it's just, I'm in an emotionally okay way where I'm like, okay, the world sucks. People, a greater percentage of people, I'm not saying my friends, this is not towards my friends, there's a percentage of people that can kindly go to hell. And, shut. And, I don't know, corruption constantly is left or right. But, I say with the mentality of, I appreciate my friends, I appreciate the time I get to spend with all the people I love and care about. And, yeah. I do what I can to survive, as at the end of the day, we all need to survive. But yeah, that's really it outside of been playing Cyberpunk, which is going to be a subject in a little bit. Cyberpunk, I've been watching a lot. Like, I'm trying to rewatch some anime. I found this one trashy anime that was like a guilty pleasure, because it was about a dude that goes into a labyrinth and he ended up getting a wolfkin chick that he paid for, and they just yeah, it was one of those animes where it was just like objectifying, and I was like, this is terrible.
Like that one anime.
Which one?
That was an isekai one. where
Sakura,
the
there's
dude is using his phone, and he's just like, you know what? I'll just get some slaves.
yeah, it's
Just
pretty
scratch that
much.
out
But
off
the
the
only
list.
thing he had was like a magic sword, like just so that he can grind and gain levels. And then it was slower pace. I'll tell you that much. It was a hella slower pace. And the only thing they hardcore focus, this was just this like wasn't even like an anime. It was just a hentai. It was labyrinth of something or whatever the fuck. I named.
Labyrinth of the sexy anime people.
It
Who
pretty
to
much
fear never.
was. Like I'm surprised because they straight up showed the character banging, but not showing the schlong or the vagoon. It was just, hey, we fucking. Oh, you see this big vulva heroine to support the main character? As she's just basically, oh,
Was
good
it as
job.
nightmare fuel as Redo the Healer? That's
No.
the real question. Oh,
It,
okay.
it was, okay. See, it wasn't dark. It did not have harem in the labyrinth of another world. Yes, that's. Goddamn it, Key. Why do you know that one?
Why are you surprised?
I shouldn't be, but you know, I. It's just okay. It was my guilty pleasure anime for this week, and I was just like, you know, this is fucking terrible. The main character is a fucking schmuck. Okay, so at least his premise of the little, you know, status system, that maintained my interest. The only thing I didn't like was how fast he was just like, 0 to 100, because all he heard about whenever he started buying his slaves was, oh, they give consent to fuck them. That was the whole running shtick of the anime, and they ran with that, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? And then they had to rush to the end. They had to hardcore rush at the end of that anime. And I'm like, this is kind of garbage. This is very much garbage. I don't support the ideas that they're throwing out here and how they're making a routine of, oh, you gotta wake up kissing me and you gotta say goodnight kissing me. And I'm like, this bro is a fucking degenerate as all hell. I hated this anime. The coloring and the art was nice. The concept of its system was okay. It's just the main character was such a fucking sleazebag. Except for there were dark moments where the dude was trying to collect money by chopping off the hands of people, because if you wanted the information of said person, you had to use their left hand to get their information cards. Basically, think of it like their passport, but like connected to their body. So dude would go into the night and like put a blanket over a dude that was fast asleep, lops his head off with a quick stroke of his giant ass blade. Well, it's not giant, it's an average long sword. And then like lop off the hands, and he would even kill like the bitches they were doing. And I'm like, bro, what? It gets dark for like a scene so that he could get some pussy. That was like honestly made the chub actually kind of better was the support cast rather than the main character. The main character kind of sucked. He was not the amazing person. And also the dude that advertised these people was just like, hey yo, they give full consent if you want to at least have them slobber on your knob. Money. Like, this is one of those, if you are into trash anime, that would be your watch. But if you enjoy like minor gore scenes, I did not think it was bad in that sense of the gore. I just didn't like the attempt to justify an action. But it was hella gross in my opinion, because it led into him just forcing like having a harem, but make it seem like they were all exactly willing. Just because, oh, you know, if you pay for them, they're grateful because, you know, you pay for the freedom. No, shut up. Shut up. You're justifying that. Shut up. But I watched to the end and I was like, this was a waste of my time, and proceeded to skip over to One Piece and Made in Abyss. Because I'm going to rewatch that since they have the movies and the new season out. Thanks to that.
One made in a piece of abyss?
Yeah. Did you know they made a video game of that?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Unfortunately, I came to that knowledge in the worst of ways.
What?
Yeah, because in my stupid YouTube feed, um, I
Oh.
saw the Made in Abyss thing, but it was just look at all the brutal deaths in Made in Abyss. I'm just like,
Oh
oh, okay.
yeah, I only saw one of them. I only saw one of them where they popped the MC's head off like a fucking like rocket, and I'm like, I hate it
Like,
here.
I would love to see that. You would
I
know exactly
don't.
what I want to see,
I don't.
YouTube, and the person who recorded this. What is wrong with you?
You know, it leads back to that whole morbid curiosity we talked off screen.
Yeah, but like, there's a difference between morbid curiosity and full-on acceptance and like, what's the word? Endorsement of something that's terrible. It's like, I would see that and be like, all right, this happened to me in the Abyss game. I'm not going to record a montage of these children dying in horrific ways. Why?
You don't understand. It's
It's
about
going to
content.
be. There's so much more in this world for
Oh, there very much
content.
is. There very much is. It's
Like,
just people
if
trying to justify.
people can get away with going around once upon a time at anime expos and weird anime parties and recording what people think about a relation. I'm talking about Jimmy Zhang. All right, I'm talking about that dude. All right.
I love how you
If he
cut
can
to
get
the
away with
point,
it, if he
bro.
can talk about that and it's interesting and people are still following him, then there's no reason that you have to resort to
You
doing a
don't
montage
understand,
of children
Shakwa.
dying.
Anime convention glomping. Oh, woo.
I what? What? To suffocate?
Listen, we were all at least one way or another back in the olden days, because we're old now. Used to be cringy like that.
I mean, going back and seeing it is just like, wow, this is what people used to like. And then I look back and I see like there's a comment for like 2 days ago. Never mind, this is what people still like. This is what people like. I stand corrected. People like this.
People still
Now.
like this. You don't
I can't
understand.
judge them. Can't judge them.
Everyone's an edgelord at the end of the day. No matter how
Everyone
much
likes
you
clickbait.
everyone likes something. Either be thirst trapping, clickbait, morbid curiosity about something, or some really just fucking dark stuff. Like whenever people like look for horror themed stuff, like, oh, you know, there's a book out there about summoning a ghost known as jinns. Don't do it. And then everyone looks at it and then proceeds to buy a book and read it out loud and then proceeds to get haunted.
Man.
People are fucking stupid.
No. No. People are so smart.
I love it with your sarcastic tone, please. Please keep lying to me more about that.
I mean, look.
Look. Yeah.
People are smart enough to know they're doing dumb things.
No. They realize it's dumb whenever they come to the conclusion, not before the conclusion. I vastly disagree with that. I have to say, a lot more people. You know, like the Tide Pod challenge. How many people thought, "Oh, this is not gonna go horribly like wrong." After the event, it was horribly wrong. And nothing can go wrong. Oh no! It all went wrong!
I wish to compound on my point really quick. Hold on.
Please. What do
There
you...
we go.
I was at a 32-player Beyblade tournament in public.
That was content.
Okay, listen. I think that's amazing that you're able to organize it in a public place for what it's worth.
Not only organize it, but get people to actually go there with the intention of like giving out this fake Beyblade tournament sort of story to go along with it. And I was just like, you know what? If you can pull this off, you deserve to be where you are. If you can still to this very day and age do that and then immediately go over to how you found your wife at an anime convention. I think you deserve.
Bro, don't even, especially whenever people want to do Tinder stories about how they got lucky with someone. And then
Oh no,
later...
this is entirely fake. This is staged. He bought a child.
Wait, stop. Wait, stop. Please, out of context, that's your
That's
boy.
that's the only context I had. That's going in. He was like, I bought a child for a day.
No! What the fuck?
This is the time in which Spike's family was all the rage. It's like, I bought a child. Let me go find.
Alright. You know, nope, I can't make that. Nope, I kind of want to make that joke. Are we allowed to at least... I left to get water and come back to he bought a child. What the fuck? Listen, we're talking about the morals and the intelligence of humanity on its own. And it led into a 32-player Beyblade tournament in public of New York, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
And about the dude admitting that he bought a child for the... Wait, did he
for
like...
the sake of an anime convention. I don't know if like actually bought this child or if it was just like his niece.
Okay.
And then he just went around at an anime convention with his niece. But the sheer amount of effort put in to this production, it was just, I was like, you don't have to do this. And this is dangerous. If anyone was like, hey, did you actually buy that child? It's like, no, that was my niece. It's like, why wouldn't you start with that? Why would you start with this,
You don't understand. Though? It's content. As long as you leave out of context, people will turn their heads and go, what? And also the video is made by Jimmy Zhang.
Yeah.
Pronunciation be damned.
Well, he goes Zhang. He goes Zhang, I think, as well, but I think it's Zhang.
Okay.
Jimmy Zhang, like he's some form of actor of the adult variety.
I
Listen, if you hear a name like Jimmy Zhang, it's like that's an adult actor. That's
why did you
auditioned on Pornhub, and I know it, and you can't hide that from me, and I know you did.
Stop calling me out on Pornhub. Anyway, leave me alone.
I was it, but now that we're here,
anyways, change it. So.
And there I was, expecting Vincent to be like, that's what I was talking about on my OnlyFans. And no, he was like, no, I threw that account away for a much raunchier one.
Yeah, Patreon. Yeah, Patreon. Listen, I do admit I'm going to at least work on ASMR stuff whenever I get the motivation. I already have a script. It's already fine printed and completed by my lovely friend Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to work on the sound effects. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Vincent?
What's up, Sakura?
I need you to do something for me, right?
I'm scared, but sure.
Stop harassing people in Apex Legends. That's right, everybody. All right, Vince is ready to explain.
We're jumping into the subject.
Yes.
Okay. This is when Sakura takes over. All right. Wait, let me change the subject on there.
No, I know, Vincent, all right? I know it's been fun for you, but you can't go and kick the children and teabag their parents, all right?
Okay, first off, I'd rather just play and have fun and not make fun of their mothers. It's just how people act in the game.
That
bro
endorses your bad behavior.
I do not do that. I just watch videos of people trying to redo those kill animations where instead of just automatically finishing the fight, they just keep looping it, because you can, whenever you do like a kill move in Apex, you can cancel it, so people can loop it just to remind.
That's a sad day.
Wait, kick children, teabag their mother. It sounds like twins in DBD. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Well, honestly, wherever you go in video games wise, there's always gonna be fucking a level harassment. Especially with fucking Bing Bong. Fuck that, man. He'll go invisible and then just shake his head whenever he knocks you or puts you on hook and smack you. Just because he's like, ha ha ha, you're bad at this game. that doesn't like that involves 100% of us to be sweaty. Shut the fuck up. Shut. Dear everyone, shut the fuck up.
You know they can't, nor will they adhere to your demands, Vincent. But but really though, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know how we live in a day and age where people pick the weirdest mountains to
die
like,
on,
stand
just
upon.
100%.
Yeah, just stand, fight, and die on. It's just like,
I think it's like I just. I think, from my perspective on it, it's just because of that dark sense of like, oh, I feel good about bringing people down. Like,
it could be.
That's the wholehearted thing I believe whenever it comes down to how some of these people act out here. So, to just add in context, chat, T-Pain tells awful Apex Legend players to touch grass and stop harassing developers. That's right. Sadly, this is not this is a reoccurring thing for a lot of games that have a cult following. Apex ends up being one of them. So, just to add context. So originally, Respawn had to make a public fucking announcement. And this statement goes right here. Recently, we have seen increased harassment towards members of our development team. We welcome community input. However, the line between constructive feedback and harassment of our dev team cannot be crossed. We want to remind our players that we have zero tolerance policy for threats and harassment of our developers, and will take appropriate action to ensure the health and safety of our team. We love hearing feedback and will continue to work alongside our community to foster a respectful, collaborative environment and uphold the competitive integrity of our game. And I'm just like, so you're just saying that people are harassing the devs because they're not happy with something. No, they're not happy with a mechanic. They're not happy with how some of these characters are built. That's... And you know what blows my fucking mind? People will, read in the lines of, even that simple statement being like, I will protect my team of people that put their heart into this fucking game, or at least decide to put in this game. And then people read into things like this person. Is Respawn actually threatening its players to take appropriate action? What does that mean? People read into the lines of, hey, chill out, or we'll have to do what we gotta do on our side. Some people fail to comprehend and or understand that fact of, don't act like dickheads! Especially whenever it comes to people that want to at least continue a game that is free to play, and the only profit they get off of is the battle pass and any kind of events that they uphold. So, I don't know. What is your input in that?
I think it's, honestly, it's a problem that will persist. Yep. Because there will always be people that will think it's super smart or trendy to harass game developers, not even believing that they'll succeed in whatever it is they're trying to achieve, but just so that they have the opportunity to inflict some of what they feel they've been harmed with onto the people that create the game that they'll still probably play, despite how much they moan and gripe and whatever the case may be towards the game. I think is silly. Plain and simple. I don't support it. I don't endorse it. I think if you dislike a game strongly enough to think about creating some stupid hate mail / death threat thing in your brain about the developers, you should just stop the content that you're consuming and go somewhere else where you're happier. It's really that simple. It's always been that simple. You've always had the option. No one's holding a gun to your head, strapped you in, taping everything to a chair and telling you you have to do this and you have to like it. No one said it. No one suggested it. You are subjecting yourself to this. You can't stop it at any point in time. So I just think the harassment stuff, it legitimately is unsanctioned, and you don't need to do it at all.
Yep. And I very much agree with that. But one individual wished that exact kind of feeling, but put it in his own personal vocabulary. And that is Mr. T-Pain. And T-Pain goes, bro, y'all have to fucking chill out. It's a fucking game, my dude. Play something else if you hate it so much, bro. Walk away from your PC and or console if you become so consumed by a game that you feel the need to threat the people that work hard to make it. Chill, bro. Mr. T-Pain pretty much put it as best way you can. Relax. It's a fucking game. If this really destroys your time, your life, or your livelihood, I might have to kindly ask you might have to reflect on yourself versus anything else.
I mean, yeah, no, if you've sunken in so much time, effort, and energy, like money, into a game, and then you're upset because of that, it's just like, you didn't have to give them your wallet.
Exactly.
You never had to. They never. It's like it'd be different if like the Apex Legends company, like as soon as you were going to like teetering on the edge of buying something, the moment that you locked in on something, they like took your information ahead of time and then used that to then purchase things with your account under the assumption that that's content that you wanted. It's like, okay, yeah, no, absolutely. At that point, it's not death threats or anything. You need to legally get that situation handled.
Exactly. Because the worst example I can at least show is a personal experience, actually. And that's with Streamlabs. Streamlabs likes to hide its premium subscription. If you subscribe to it, it will hide the fucking button whenever you're ready to unsubscribe to it. So you have to find the unsub button. Oh, can you find it? Are you sure that's that one?
Find it. Guess we'll take your money again.
We'll take double your money, idiot.
Dummy.
And
but they kind of messed up.
They do, and that's the thing that they gotta they're getting away with. It's why? Because it's still a fucking thing. People don't know it, but they kind of getting away with it. I eventually figured out where the fuck it was, just simply by looking up, hey, where do you find the unsubscribe button on Streamlabs, and then it informs you where it is, but you have to fucking look it up because there's no spot necessarily says unsubscribe button. It will show you subscriptions, it will show you all the stuff for at least Twitch related things, will not show you the unsubscribe button. You have to fucking dig. And that's a little bit annoying, but for me, I'm perfectly fine with the Respawn team. I may not I'm not gonna always 100% play their game. Sure, whatever, it's another battle fucking royale game. Oh, the characters have good voice actors a part of this game. Cool. Oh, there's something I don't like, or people that are in a game that I don't like. Okay, then I'll just play something else. Plain and simple. People need to comprehend that a single game does not determine someone's livelihood. A single event does not destroy your life. It's this kind of cycle of people that want to feel good just because they cried hard enough or they threatened someone, that if they do not get what they want, it's either their way or no other way, which is ridiculous to me. That doesn't make sense to me, that there can be equal ground in some way, or at least a method to make this possible to work. But they don't. They don't like to. They don't want to. And this could be... And it could be just narcissism, or just people with the head so far up their ass, they want to be right, they want to at least get this or that right. Oh, they're a content creator, and people, side with them because, I understand them greatly because they understand me. And then that parasocial relationship bullshit right there. Point still stands. chill. Chill. It's not the end of the world. You don't like your video game, change to a different game. There's so many. There's 1,000 video games. There's a lot of battle royale games. There's a lot of MOBA games. You know how League of Legends still survives no matter how toxic its community is? Because they just give you a fucking game and then people will just spend their money on stuff. Skins, spend. Their time, spend. And that's it. That's really the best and worst of it. That people make this choice. And if you do not like it, there's always other ways. There's other paths you can go through these things. But yeah, that is the highs and lows of that. I don't think there's anything really else to add unless you have something to add, Sakura.
Nah, we can move on definitely. Because the more I think about it, the less safe I feel for life.
You mean our well-being in?
No, because it's like I 100% absolutely know that I have invested in so many things that were absolutely not worth it.
Yep.
So I can come from the perspective of someone who's very frustrated with like being railroaded with content that it puts up a pretty front, but it's actually hollow on the inside. I understand it.
I mean, understandable.
But at the same time, I live by an entirely different creed in life, where it's like most people invest more care because of that. I invest less. It's like, all right, put the money in. The fancy little skin was fancy. The time I spent wasn't all horrible. The fancy skin was fancy.
Exactly.
I doubled down on the first thing so that the second thing doesn't hurt as much.
Some people at least rock those creeds,
Yeah, it's like I'm satisfied. I found something fancy. I put in a significant margin of money because it's like I'm not going to invest my soul in this. I'll penny pinch exclusively with things like this because I know that the return investment is next to nothing.
But what's next to nothing?
What?
Saints Row.
That's not next to nothing. That is nothing. There's a difference. All right.
But Sakura, didn't you have a segment that involved Sakura rants involving the game?
Oh yeah,
Saints Row, the reboot.
Starts now.
Oh, okay.
Starts right now.
Right.
You've activated the gear. All right. Okay, it's already turning. Look. There might be someone here that's super into Saints Row. Listen to me. Look. Level with me, okay? You maybe liked 1. Maybe you played that. You probably didn't. Nobody really has. You probably played 2, and you came into 3, and you're like, 4 sucks, but I'll deal with it. I won't play Gat Out of Hell because that's stupid. But then you come to this crossroad in life, right? People made fun of the stupid little trailer that they had. We all had a good laugh at it, okay? And we thought to ourselves, well, they saw that, they'll take that on the chin and then make a game that maybe is passable, at least it'll be decent. Nope. All right? Okay, you ready? You can't defend this game. You can't. It's simple. There's no argument here. Not a debate. You had to go back and forth on it. You look at any of their games. Hell, you could look at Gat Out of Hell. And they still put more investment in that. They put more investment in their stupid spin-off game that went nowhere fast because no one liked it than they did in Saints Row. The remake. They didn't even put a remake in there because they knew it wasn't, okay? That's where we're standing right now. They just said Saints Row again and no context past that. And I'm here to tell you, they couldn't reboot it. They stripped it out. They turned it into something that I can only assume was made in a factory after checkmarking all the things that were publicly correct. And I just think to myself, man, why are they trying so hard to be a watered down version of Grand Theft Auto? And I never want to say that because, there's always a comparison between Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto. But you know what Saints Row had over Grand Theft Auto?
It's raunchy
It had
humor.
humor. Yes.
Oh.
The humor is what separated the two. Both are funny. Both have excellent variations of gameplay. And characters that will stick with you in your nightmares. But
What the fuck? I love how you
but
just
Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Listen. Saints Row
Mm-hmm.
is a bad game.
The reboot?
Saints Row, yes, the reboot is a bad game. Now, Saints Row 2, Saints Row, the actual one that was like the original one,
The
good.
OG.
3, good. 4, passable. Passable. You got to become the president. Keith David was your running mate, and you had a whole Mass Effect thing where you banged all of your crewmates for no reason. They just did it because they're like, everybody's doing this stupid BioWare thing, and let's try it. Let's just make fun of it. And I was like, you know what? I like you. I respect that. Your game ending, stupid, but better than what the reboot was. Better on all fronts. Okay? Saints Row takes away all of the humor, replaces it with I guess like a stand-up comedian's like first time in the limelight, like the very first place that they get to go on stage and start telling their jokes, and then they like all people, they have to take in their what's the word? Their dues. They have to pay the dues. They have to take the lumps. Not everybody's gonna laugh at your joke. Not everybody's gonna get it. Not
Yeah.
everybody's going to be entertained by your stand-up show. But it's like taking that experience, and then that's all you get. That person never goes back on, and this is the only time you'll ever see that experience. And it's just hard to watch, hard to be there for it, and nothing memorable to take away. There's no funny stupid here. There's only stupid. They somehow one-upped Cyberpunk 2077's launch game. That's hard. That's hard. They bombed so bad that they got taken off of PlayStation for how bad they bombed. And this is worse. And yet people, I feel like, are giving it a pass. Either because we're getting towards a day and age where people are maybe more lenient, but then I'm like, nope, people are still sending death threats to like Apex Legends, so that can't be it.
Actually,
can't be it.
Speaking about that, actually I saw a video relating to the current Saints Row game that the developer for the game was very just disappointed about the feedback.
I wonder why. I wonder. I'm so curious as to what they thought was going to be the end result of the game that they produced. I saw a segment, right? Like I was looking through. I had to actually do some research here. I was looking through, and the game, many months into its launch, many months in, had bugs that would definitely had to have been fixed on the first day for this to even be valid as a functioning game. Yes. And they still had them in a way that it was unapologetic. And any attempts to explain this to the developers, any attempts to like maybe get this fixed or patched, was met with, I guess you should just get good, honestly. Maybe, in fact, there was verbatim, haters gonna hate was a response from the developers towards feedback to this game. And I'm just like, just stop making games. Please. Please. The sun's getting real low, big guy, and you gotta stop. You just gotta stop. Because it's sad now. Before it was like, okay, it's like the maybe past Saints Row 4 and Get Out of Hell will maybe get something further into the future. They'll not restart the franchise, but maybe start something new. Something that goes back to what their fans liked. Something that goes back to what their fans liked, but did it in a new way with a whole new IP. Instead, you took the old IP and you tweaked it until it was no longer a Saints Row game. There's nothing to enjoy out of it. So what you're basically playing is like an Unreal Engine sandbox thing that has no soul. It has no identity. There's nothing that you can't tell me that you've taken a moment out of the new Saints Row game and you're just like, wow, that'll stick with me forever. Remember when they started talking about cryptocurrency and waffles?
Uh,
That was fun, right?
God damn.
So that's how you make a game. I'm just like, no, there's it's honestly surprising that the death threats weren't geared towards them. Honestly, I feel like that's very weird that they'll get a pass on this, and then a game that's been there for like the dark ages will out of nowhere start getting heinous reviews and remarks from people that will still be, those same people will still be playing Apex Legends, by the way. Those same people that hate it, I guarantee you they're playing it right now, throwing the controller, getting angry, and still playing it, getting ready for that next round. Okay?
Yeah.
No one's doing that for Saints Row the reboot.
Nope.
No one's like,
I'm gonna be real. I think I've only
play it.
saw one clip relating to the game of a new character that joins the crew. Outside of that, it's honestly like how Pikmin 3 was a thing, but I didn't realize it was a thing. It didn't get that much, feedback. It didn't get much of a spotlight, I guess. It just wasn't that good.
It didn't need to happen. I mean, I guess for the sake of a trilogy, you always want to complete whatever you start, but
I mean, depends.
Sometimes the first game that you make, if it's so good that people are talking about it for years and years to come, maybe it doesn't need another. Maybe you just take that hype and try what CD Projekt Red did, and maybe succeed where they didn't. It's like they saw that Witcher was getting a little old. It had like a trilogy. They had some fun little activities like the Gwent games and just like the whole lore, and people were like just loving it once they finally reached that plateau of this is a good game. Because I'm guessing that like the first game wasn't the most trend-setting, trailblazing experience. But they got past that and they got to a 2 and people were really liking The Witcher, and they got to 3 and people are loving The Witcher, and then they were like, okay, I feel satisfied. Let's try something else.
Hear me out. For like everyone that starts with the first game, for like any game, they're always trying to experiment with something, and then if they see something good with it, people try to at least see if it's good. Like you said with The Witcher, it introduced the series and it tried to at least encapsulate people. And then that's why you get like these cult fan favorite, people at least recognize these games like fan favorites. Issue with that is whenever a company sees them with the starry eyes and they want it to keep going, there's a difference between whenever the developer wants to do it, continue it, versus a company that's just going to force it.
So what you're saying is like Hideo Kojima and Konami, or like the developer for Danganronpa and the community.
That poor man. I still feel. Oh, was that a dude or I don't know. Let's see. So message this states, I've never gotten genuinely angry about a game. Like I've joked around about being angry, but nothing else, and that's perfectly fine. It's honestly based off of person to person, really. So.
Is Pokemon slowly getting out of hand with the number of games? Yes.
See, okay, the issue with that one that generally sucks is they're getting away with they're getting away with murder. You know why I generally say that? And don't get me wrong,
because children will continue to play it, and their parents will continue to allow them to play these games that, I mean, for whatever it's worth, it's brain turn off mode, People are like, Pokemon, it's a generational thing. It'll get better. And I'm just sitting here like,
here's the thing that's...
Maybe you should go to Digimon.
But here's the thing that's funny. It's also because they got away with basically murder, because they got a chemistry that they could rehash. They were able to get away with it many generations later. And some people have already realized it and hopped off the train, versus others that stayed on the train. Not because, the story's interesting. Because it's because they get new Pokemon that enthralls people. They get a new gimmick that makes people want to. Basically, you know, like, for me, during, I think, X and Y was my point of I don't care anymore. Pokemon is cool. If I see a new one, cool. But I'm not going to spend my money until Sword and Shield came out. And it was like Yamper. And I was like, you know what? I want Yamper. And then I got Yamper. That was really it.
I think the only reason that I was endorsed with the idea of Sword and Shield and to an extent Sun and Moon was the idea that I could play with my friends. The Sun and Moon one was immediate like defeat and betrayal to me because it was like, if you don't have a 3DS, your friend doesn't have a 3DS, you're not in the same space as your friend,
and
you can't play
shit
together.
Out of love. See, and
you
then
just can't play together. And if you're not playing the Bell Tower, then you know you still can't play together unless you want to versus them. But there are so many other Pokemon games for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like, and then Sword and Shield came out and like play with your friends, go through dungeons and do raids and
I still like that they did the little. Too bad it was a DLC instead of like a main game kind of thing.
Too bad you can't just go through the world with your friends from start to finish.
But like didn't you know Scarlet and Violet's going to do that now?
I could care. I could care. That's it. I could care. I don't. I could.
But it's just because, you know. But here's the thing: if the cat walks on two legs, I'm out. Says everyone.
If the cat walks on two legs, it's Meowth.
Stop it! How dare you? I'm offended. Meowth is a classic treasure. Don't you slander his name, you hussy.
Tell me about a cat that walks on two legs that isn't Meowth.
Pearline. No, not Pearline.
Nope.
No, Glen Meow. They actually had it in the show. Walk on two legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still though, outside of those two.
How dare you?
All right.
See, no, you asked me one. You didn't say two.
I didn't. That's weird though. Wait, is like a canonical thing that it'll just do that, or was that just for the show though?
I don't know. They didn't really.
Because you always see a Meowth standing on two legs.
Right, let me see.
Regardless now.
Well, okay. For what it's worth, story related, it made sense because, you know, backstory. Team Rocket Meowth, amazing version of Meowth. No one can ever tell me otherwise. Other than Puss in Boots Meowth that could do Zap Cannon with basically a Hadouken Zap Cannon.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Vincent.
What?
I liked the bearded Meowth more than I liked the original Meowth.
Okay, fine. You're right to a wrong opinion. You're also right to have your own personal preference of Meowth.
You don't like Norse God Meowth.
I don't care about it. Meowth. I love my OG Meowth. He's my baby.
All right, give me a second as you defend Meowth's original state.
And also Tall Boy Meowth. Incineroar. Oh, he stepped away. But wait, I'm trying to see what other Pokemon that walks on two legs. Wait, are the Eevees basically counted as feline? Wait. No, see, Entei, Raikou, and Suicune are the ancient dogs, not cats. Get out of here. Let's see. I love that I'm playing Pokemon X and Y right now. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Just not my cup of tea. Twas not my preferred. Also, whoever... I'm gonna fight people that... Because they're supposed to be the sacred dogs. Like cats. The hell? What the hell? Wait, what is this? Is that a cat? Oh yeah! Zerora. Oh, Ziora. Yeah, that's a cat.
Alright, now, but how do you feel about a Alolan Meowth?
Okay, I can tolerate it.
How can you tolerate that but not bearded Meowth? You stinking hypocrite.
Okay, I'm okay with Gen 7's Meowth, but its evolution is fucking stupid, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Also, Incineroar technically is a cat that walks on 2 feet. So that's 2.
My brain's just fizzling right now. There's a feedback loop. I'm sorry, I missed that whole thing. So anyway, Saints Row, right?
Berserker is hideous. Listen, some people like Berserker. Sakura here likes Berserker, and its evolution. That
I just think he's a fluffy bearded cat, and that's my only thing.
Oh,
I've completely forgotten that he's like Meow. I'm just like, that's a fluffy bearded cat with my raven that wears body armor. I'm just like, I have the perfect team. Fluffy bearded cat and Death Hawk. I mean Death Raven.
Death Bird. Death Cacao.
Death Bird. I mean, it's bigger than most people.
Yeah, you're right though.
Take that into account. It's a means of transportation, Vincent.
You know, I find it funny, instead of giving the second evolution for Berserker like a Persian-like body, they just stuck with the Meowth kind of body for its second evolution.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh, okay, they're trying to change the cycle. They're changing it up a bit. And I respect that. Because they make it more like gremlin than feline in its second evolution.
For the idea that he's just like a friggin' barbarian cat, as opposed to Meowth, who's all sly and beloved by apparently you and a vast amount of people that I wasn't aware of. Look.
Okay, I
don't have any love in my heart left for anything besides Squirtle in Pokemon.
Fine.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's fine.
It's not a lie.
I thought you liked
I feel like
I've...
No, but I very much am in the camp of Digimon now. I've fully
then you should
transferred my soul over.
Then you should still like it because it's Mega Evolution. It's just Digivolution. And no one can change my thought process and otherwise. That's why I also stopped giving a fuck about that too. I was like, that's just a Digivolution.
I don't want to think about it.
You know what no one ever actually thought of? Just the transition, since we're... is there anything at the Saints Row other than, like, it could have been...
besides it could have been a game, you know, and it can now be in the same camp as the Fast and Furious game that was quickly removed on all platforms that it came on. It's a sad time to be alive when they make a Fast and Furious game that bombs horribly.
It bombs so hard, everyone pretends like it's not even there.
It's like, how do you mess up a game where the movies seem more like a video game? How do you not transfer that over to a game that's exciting?
You don't understand.
They had a game
Sakura.
once upon a time called Spy Hunter where you were just a stupid car who shot like airplanes and drove around a lot in like missions that were supposed to be you're like a 007 car, and that was exciting. We're here in like 2022, and you're telling me they can't make a decent Fast and Furious game?
Apparently
I'm
not.
done. I'm super done. I'm so done. But I digress. The Saints Row, you'd have a better time literally just chewing chalk. You'd have a much more interesting experience to tell your friends and family in or out of the hospital. Which is probably where you'd end up if you play Saints Row from beginning to end. So honestly, same experience, just different route.
Let's see, I didn't even know Fast and Furious had a game. Yep, they had actually a couple. Wait, now I'm curious.
They had one more recently that came on Steam. And it was the worst thing to ever be experienced.
Huh. Well, there's apparently 9 games in total, apparently. They had 9 games. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about the other ones though. I don't know about, maybe they were better. Maybe they were okay.
Oh, that's funny.
But the one I'm referring to is Fast and Furious Crossroads. Just don't play the game. I know it's like you say it, but I'll never know till I play it. Listen, please. Just listen to me. You don't want to. You don't,
I'm,
even if you like bad games for the sake of liking bad games, you don't want to. Please.
I
Please
mean,
don't.
you want to hear? I'm looking at this list, by the way.
Mm.
So, it's like top 10 things. And the first thing is, the first was canceled. So, it technically would have been canceled. Wait. E3 eventually canceled around 2003. The game was conceded in release of Too Fast, Too Furious. So it had games, like mobile game versions.
It's a sad day in this day and age.
Oh. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But also, Saints Row, get your shit together. It's cool that you
Really
did.
though.
It's cool that you did like a hidden thing where you can get a Keyblade in that game.
They took out Professor Kinky, and that broke
What?
my heart. Yeah, there's no Professor Kinky in the current Saints Row reboot.
That's
There's
stupid.
no super murder time, fun time. There's none of that.
Yeah, I guess since they're trying to reboot it, so they. Man, I can't believe they're trying to water down a game that used to have been fucking raunchy.
Yep. That's why I have more respect for the developers of Destroy All Humans than I will ever have for Volition and their ideas of what makes a good game. I'm just sitting here like,
I mean,
you didn't have to reboot.
they could,
You didn't have to reboot.
but they did. They still.
I mean, even the trailer looks better than the game actually is.
That's
the worst part.
depressing. Oh, but you know what? Reboots. Like one more time of Deadpool with the Wolverine.
That's
Yeah, so
I mean, again,
transition to that. No one can
look,
stop me.
man. I'll say to you what I said off stream. This, I have no thoughts towards it. If people want to get hyped, that's cool. I'm never going to kill the vibe there because, you know, Deadpool's great and Hugh Jackman's great. I didn't say Wolverine. I said Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's great and Deadpool's great. But and the two of them are really, they're like a comedic duo.
I love how you never even said Ryan Reynolds even once whenever you agreed with Hugh Jackman, but not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, no, because he's killed Ryan Reynolds in his universe.
I mean, he comes back. I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I personally find Deadpool overrated. No, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. He's just not Spider-Man.
Look, you can think Deadpool's overrated, just never play Saints Row, and we'll all be square.
Shut up. No, but I very much agree. It's oversaturated, and because of like fandoms and whatever the fuck, it's who cares? Crazy. Oh no, it's a crazy person that originally was supposed to be a parody version of Wade Wilson. I mean, Slade Wilson, whatever the fuck.
Because
of Slade.
You know, he was Wade. I don't think he was Wilson. He was like Wade something or other. But I think it's super funny that Deadpool was just a version of Stanley being like, "Ha! You made a stinking assassin character. Look at mine. He's better than yours." And he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Wasn't wrong. It was like you see Deathstroke and you see Deadpool and you're just like, I like this guy more. I'm sorry. The pizza's nice, but I like this guy more.
For what it's worth, Deadpool starting up as a parody character towards like Deathstroke, I just find it funny, and their paths kind of divided. Other than the occasional writer trying to be like, oh, he's gonna be edgy now, and he's gonna have his fucked up mentality cause him to do things like the whole killing the Marvel universe because someone had a hard-on idea of what if they killed everyone? What if they just slaughter? Like that one person that you'd kind of like stay away from that kind of was getting a hard-on with gore porn.
I liked how they tied that whole thing up with the original Deadpool just killing that guy and then resetting everything. It's like, yep, that sounds about right. It sounds like what he'd do once he found out that this was a thing that was happening. He's like, no, that's not my shtick. You can't have my face anymore. I have to kill you.
Let's see. Like, I love Scarlet Witch, but her fan base was overdone. Like, has overdone. No, very much. I very much agree.
Vincent.
Yeah.
You gotta change the topic.
I gotta change the topic.
You gotta change the topic.
Why?
No, the reading it. It's still Vince.
Deadpool with. I just remember how to spell.
How big is the Scarlet Witch fan base, though? Out of curiosity, because I know that she's only really showed up in like 3 movies, unless you're talking about like just overall. Because like there's the comics and there's the movies. Is it just movies or is it also the comics?
Like, I've never, like, part of me, like, you know, I'm perfectly fine with at least Scarlet Witch and all these people, but I've never tried to dig deep because I've been more of a Spidey fan than anything else.
And
Spidey and Ninja Turtle. And Batman, fair.
I love that guy. He's such a weirdo, though.
But that's the best part. Also, you can't disagree that most superheroes basically are VTubers or people that have emotional damage that want to save the world.
I mean, that's the same stand or podium that villains jump off of, though. So it's just like, yeah.
It's just
they're both emotionally damaged characters that either take the high road or the low road, and some people love both.
That's true, and that's what makes quote-unquote anti-heroes. Even though that's just
people
villains.
For some reason, love
spandex.
the Joker, and even though it's kind of like what you said about me and the Berserker. I'm just like, yep, you're very free to enjoy whatever you want, however wrong it may be.
All right, fair. Touche. I mean, for what it's worth, people try to read in the lines with Joker just because he's the quote-unquote main rival of Batman, and him and Joker have this bromance where they at least gay touch each other.
They made him a likable character in that Harley
I don't
Quinn
agree
show.
with
I'll
it.
never forgive it. I just won't. You made him a stay-at-home father who's a psychopath, which is fine, because that's definitely a play on the trope of that being a thing in actuality.
Like a redeemable character kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like you take away the backdrop and the emotional scarring of the fact that he was a horrible, just absolutely terrible individual.
He's killed
before
how many people? He's murdered how many people?
He's killed, because like there's a bunch of people that have killed people. Like I'm pretty sure that the kill count between him and Harley Quinn is it's like it's there. There's a scaling, and she's not that far behind him.
But the real question is the amount of abuse that like Harley's been going through still labeled okay all the same?
That's the thing, though. It's like the other parts of his personality, especially towards like Harley Quinn, and then just like what he's done to, I guess, non-canonically now, because I guess the Killing Joke is in its own universe separate from everything else, but then it's back in it, and then it's not in it, but then it is back in it, and I don't know what's
okay,
right.
It's like trying to think that the Injustice universe is supposed to be the main universe. You don't try to think too hard about it.
I'm trying so hard not to understand it, because I feel like my brain will explode out of the back of my head if I try to piece all these bits and pieces of DC together, especially with like the new 52, and I'm just like, now the new 52 is old and there's a new 52 because they rebooted it again, I think.
Stop! I'm so tired of these reboots. No! Stop it with the reboots. How many times are we gonna get a hero?
DC will continue to reboot, and Marvel will continue to. Yeah, but see, Marvel's reboots are less reboots and then just like complete rewrites that are now canonically how it all happened.
Or multiverse theory, because remember.
Yeah.
Multiverse theory is a bitch.
The Marvel Disney universe, I see now.
It technically is true, because they've actually pointed that out even in the comics about the Disney user. Yes.
The friggin' MDU.
It's technically canon because the whole Spider-Verse and how they connected the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the movie Spider-Man, the fucking... Also,
I just want to see a Disney movie featuring a xenomorph as a princess. Why can't I see that yet?
I want to see a
That's all I
xenomorph
want.
in a dress while
Yes.
the predators like dressed as a prince and they try to like
Oh my goodness, that
get
would
a
be such a
romantic
heartwarming
relationship.
story. That would be so beautiful.
Okay. We're so
That
off
would be better
track,
than
but
Twilight.
still, fuck, that's so amazing thought process. Someone write it down. I want that money.
We've already got off the rails. Look, we started off the rails the first topic in, and then just kept going.
You know, fair enough. But before I forget, I am personally looking forward to it because I like Hugh Jackman's role as an actor. I appreciate him. God damn it, Senna. But I am looking forward to at least seeing Hugh Jackman at least do it one more time. Because I remember him declining previously. So I'm curious on... But I'm more curious on how the actual fuck did Ryan Reynolds convince Hugh Jackman to just get back into it. Did he just was like, hey, yo, do you just want to do one for the Kipper? And he's just like, whatever, fuck it, sure. Because if it was just
But
easy
now
as
there's
that,
a
I'm like, okay,
question.
what?
Are they gonna resurrect Wolverine, or are they going to just be like
They're gonna
this happened
Deadpool
somewhere in the
this. Sakura,
past?
you know this is gonna Deadpool this.
I don't know what that means yet, though, because he's done weird things. I don't, is
Okay,
he gonna go back in
you
time?
just said the magical word, weird this. Yes,
He's-
he's gonna make it so weird. There's literally a knockoff
Wait.
Infinity Glove where it's just the Strange Glove or whatever it is.
Is he
called.
gonna parody Back to the Future in a Deadpool movie?
Oh, that would be so cool, actually.
It would actually be, yes. That would be really interesting.
Oh no, they're going to. Where he's like, I'm going to talk to my best buddy, Logan. Not Peter Parker, who's also my best buddy. I love him. Just has a picture of him and Peter trying to run away from Deadpool. Like, stay away from me. He's like, best buddy, come back. I love you.
They sit on two polar opposite standpoints on life and its values, and I'm just sitting here like, I really wanted that movie to be a thing, but then they went and made Peter Parker young again. Not to like put down
the actor and whatnot.
what is his name? What the hell is his name? What's that dude's name? Who's the new Peter Parker?
Spider-Man actor. That is Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Not to put down Tom Holland, but it would have been.
He's very
really...
baby. It'd be very awkward. I'm gonna say it. There you go.
It would, because like the relationship between Spider-Man and Deadpool was like he was super crushing on him, and that would be very strange.
Bro,
It'd be very strange.
like legit. They even have a fucking comic where it's old man Peter Parker and old man Wade Wilson at homies to like old age, back to back for each other. And I'm like, if they do this to Tom Holland and Ryan Reynolds,
He may get some calls. He may get some
he
Kevin
might
Spacey
have
type
to
calls.
sit down with Chris Hansen. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen. Do you want to talk about this? Nope, just bust out the fucking window. But at least for me, I do like the actor Ryan Reynolds because, you know, Deadpool is supposed to be insane, whatever. But whenever an actor at least puts his heart behind at least a character, you can generally show it. So I like the fact that Ryan Reynolds feels comfortable to at least constantly do that. Because I've watched him in every other kind of other movie, and I'm just going to be like, so he's just pretending to be himself, but in spandex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds was always Deadpool.
Yeah, right. It's just like how Robert Downey Jr. was like, oh yeah, no, I am Iron Man. The fuck?
Yeah. It was like, they finally made a movie about me? Dope.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool.
See, I just didn't have enough money for the super suit. I'm smart, but I'm just not...
People have made it, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Well, because
The Iron
people
Man
are really
suit,
good.
They've made Jarvis,
Mm-hmm.
which is... That's strange all on its own.
I mean,
It's friggin' AI taking over the world. We're only like a few steps away from it. I feel like by
I think
2025
we've
we'll be like,
passed
yep,
that point.
we've fully endorsed our robotic overlords. I mean, we're basically ruled by technology anyway in this
Yeah.
day and age.
That if we
But
shut
it's
this
just
shit
like
off, a lot of people would just have emotional breakdowns.
people would literally die because it's tied to like hospitals and things like
Yep.
that. So like, no, we're all literally just hooked up to technology in a way that we can't unplug. We can't.
But yeah, I'm trying to see what else.
I do respect my distant relatives, the outdoorsmen, though. I respect their way of life and not being beholden to technology. Continue fighting against the technological overlords.
As long as you're not talking about the Amish, or the Amish mafia will at least fuck you up.
I've never talked about them and I never will, as long as you continue reading that prompter that says I never will.
I'm just saying, Amish mafia is fucking scary.
I mean, darn near every mafia is scary, Vincent, depending on and which way you come at them. I've never said to myself, man,
Let me
I'd
piss off
rather
some
take the
Amish
Italian
people.
mob as opposed to the triads of China. It's like, yeah, no, that's totally
The
fine.
triple
I wake up
triad, motherfucker.
without my hands tomorrow. I'm just like, yep, this is exactly what I deserve.
Oh my god. Yeah. I just find it... I don't know, it's just funny to me. But yeah, no. Like, if they tried to do current with Ryan Reynolds with Tom Holland, I don't know if it's gonna be matching 1-for-1.
The dynamic would have to be there, and I don't think, because I know Jack Galifianakis. I can't say his last name. I cannot get it.
Just
You
do
know what I'm
this the
talking
first
about?
letter, yeah.
The Mysterio guy.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Tom Holland. I saw like they have was it like a super amazing movie chemistry. Like when they're on screen together, you definitely believe that these two individuals have spent eons of time together, even though they've only spent like maybe a second or a sliver of a second on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't see Ryan Reynolds and Tom Holland in that same ballpark.
It's hard because even, what I've learned with collabing with different people is it's always that chemistry and how you introduce, like how you get involved with the other person. It's what Ryan Reynolds does with his shit whenever his humor tries to match with another person's humor. He purposely does that to get that wavelength.
I think that's why the Deadpool 2 and Deadpool worked so well, at least for like his chemistry with the other actors on set. It's just like him and Cable. Funny as hell.
Yeah. No, I'll still never get over the fact of those little scenes of Ryan Reynolds trying to put a sign up for Hugh Jackman at his window. I still remember. I know those were skits and bits, but still, it's a funny thought to think Ryan Reynolds was like, "Come back to me, be my Wolverine," kind of thing. But he was like, no. It's a funnier thought they couldn't even get anyone to be Charles Xavier, and they had to fill in the empty gaps of there's no one fucking there at the academy.
It'd be nice if they reprised. Is it Sir Patrick Stewart? Is that his name?
For
the guy who played Professor X before his younger self took the stage. I gotta look up his name now.
Let me see, cause there's Patrick Stewart.
Yep, well, sir, because he's a knight.
Oh yeah, he got knighted. Is he still alive? I forgot if he's still alive.
Yeah, still alive.
Oh.
You have to remember, he's still doing, if they haven't already ended it, the Star Trek movies. I mean, shows.
I mean, okay, I'm sorry to say this, but there's so many actors that have previously passed on, which disheartens me. But it's just I've gotten used to the point of to ask the question, oh, is that actor alive? Oh, is that actor still alive? You gotta play the game of, are they still alive?
I don't want to play that game. That game makes me sad.
No, me too.
Change the topic. Change the topic.
Okay, back to it. So I am I know Deadpool himself is a very overrated character, and people try to justify it. But I am kind of looking forward to it to see if the chemistry hits, because they make Deadpool. I mean, the actor Ryan Reynolds be able to at least get into the chemistry with people. So I'm curious on how well it's going to be with Hugh Jackman, because Ryan Reynolds seems to at least work with everyone. He's worked with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's worked with just a lot of other actors previously. I've never just seen him with Hugh Jackman though, unless there has been a movie. Then I was stand corrected. So I'm curious in the acting side of things. So because they purposely, for at least the movies, the live action movies, they went 100% with the humor, not the I'm gory, I'm serious. They purposely went with the I'm insane but funny route. So I'm curious on how they're going to at least do this. And I'm going to put my money on what you said of they're going to do a Back to the Future shit. Especially since
I just hope no one does like a deep fake, or no one does like a transition of that until it's released, because the more people know about it and the more it's like put out there, the less inclined they'll be to do it. And I feel like I don't want anyone else to be like, well, maybe they'll do it.
You're gonna sound upset. I mean, this is gonna be an upsetting thing. They already did that for the X-Men movies, where they went back in time, saw Logan, and then he left him alone. Yeah, it was kind of shitty. It wasn't
cool.
It was not that good.
Back to the Future, it was garbage.
It was lackluster at best, but hey, I'm looking forward to what's to come. Especially just enjoying the Marvel or DC universe. I hope they give us something. But anyways,
go ahead.
There's sometimes lies in the world, but then there's truths to the world. But you know what's better? Do you feel like Cyberpunk is worth going back to?
No. Look, hear me out. I think in its current state, people playing it, I respect that. I've seen a bunch of like I think I've sent you a few of them where it's like somebody's really endorsing how Cyberpunk is super fun and look at all these fun things you can do at like level 20 or whatever the case may be, and I'm just like, this is cool.
Max for the level anyways for the skills. Okay.
And I'm just like, this is cool. A lot of the things that you're doing make it seem like a really exciting game. However,
main story's fucking boring. I'm gonna say it now.
It's like the one thing you can't tell me. And the one thing that's my major problem with the game is that the driving force of it all, the story, the role that you're supposed to be playing, isn't good.
I'll die on the mountaintop saying the main story's fucking boring, and even Keanu Reeves' voice acting's not up to par with his normal work. There, I said it. He's able to do
wouldn't
amazing
know about
voice.
that. I don't know about how he's gone about it. I feel like as far as his character, as far as like Johnny Silverhand is concerned, I think I'd have to see what the character was like before him to judge, because I'd have to judge it solely on his what's the word, reestablishing of that character to see if it was done better or worse than the predecessor, which was just like the TTRPG version of Johnny Silverhand. But
wait, there was a TTRPG of that?
Yes, it's a tabletop game.
Oh,
it started off as a tabletop game.
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, that's what Cyberpunk is. It's a tabletop game. But just like seeing that, knowing that's a thing, and seeing their world, I can never enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 as a video game after realizing and witnessing that it as a tabletop game still hits all the bells and whistles without it being super pretty. Like it's a gorgeous game now, and they've finally fine-tuned it to where it's a stable and gorgeous game as opposed to just being one or the other, depending on what you're doing and where you're playing it.
Sakura. Would you
Don't you say it,
host that? Would you host it if you do
Host what?
the tabletop version of Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I mean, I technically already have.
Did
With
you?
vampires.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, you didn't catch that?
Oh, I didn't.
That's why I put them in the cyberpunk future, is the vampires.
Son of a bitch. I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. But they're vampires. We're not cybernetic enhanced people.
It's in the universe.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
Fuse the two. Fuse the
Yeah,
two.
but on Mars.
Not Mars, just second Earth.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
Look, man, I think Cyberpunk 2077 is not worth playing. I don't dislike the idea that a bunch of people are going back to it. I haven't seen Edge Runners, but from what I've like seen snippets of, it looks good. I'm very interested in watching it once I have the time to do so. Once I'm done bashing my head against all this other content that's kind of like keeping me stable and sane.
I mean, fair enough.
I would say that I won't justify it being good now just because Edge Runners came out and they gave another patch to it. It's still, to me, a terrible game that is now playable. It was at first unplayable, and now it is playable, but still a terrible game.
Oh yeah, no, it still has hella a lot of bugs too, by the way.
With a really great anime that shows and utilizes things that you'll never see in the game.
Yep.
So I feel like the anime is more of a detriment to me, at least, than a reason to go back into it. Because it's like, wow, I wish I could do all this crazy stuff. I wish, my story was different from the mainstay story of you are pushed into the guardrails of you go and do this job, no matter your path in life, no matter where you started from, and you get to a point where you just lose your body one way or another. I mean, we all lose our body at some point, but you lose it in a way that the game shows it and displays the ending of your life. So it's like, I realize you're going for this idea and mentality that, life, death, the cycle of things. I don't need it in a video game. I never needed it in a video game. In fact, I openly despise video games that show off this cycle. Because video games are an escape. Video game playing is an escapism sort of thing. It is. You just do it. Like, I don't know of anybody who plays The Sims 4 so that they can recreate how bad their life has been and then just watch the end of it. That's some sad stuff. I can't see anyone doing that. It'd
be so fucking dark to just set up for that.
Like you set up this simulated version of yourself. You basically change their life in a way that they'll never be able to recover from, and you just watch the ending of their life. Their beginning, their ending, and somewhere in between. You're just like, yeah, this is fine.
You know what's a funnier thing? I'm just looking at the one thing that I'll say, and I'll wholeheartedly die on this hilltop. It's not worth its main price. $60. This game is not a $60 game.
It's a $30 game.
It is very much even like just at best 25.
One of the two.
Yeah.
I'd say that. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, no, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth anyone's time. People are still going into it. I'm fine with that. I'm not, dismissing any of that.
Just don't spend $60 for this fucking game. I'm serious.
Get it on sale, please.
Get it on discount. Get it to at least 80% off. Don't spend your full money, because I'm gonna be honest. They tried to cover so much shit up that was wrong with this game. The story is
they act like
so lackluster.
I feel like they're riding the coattails of like, look, 1 million people are coming back to the game and it's good now, everybody.
Oh, they're riding that high
after
too.
the Edge Runners patch, it's real good, and we got an anime. Didn't you see that anime? It hypes you up for the game, doesn't it? No. Stop it.
No.
Stop.
You know what annoys the hell out of me a lot? So looking at the new little trailer they put into the website, I mean the page, they put the Edge Runner anime and tried to mix it into the normal gameplay, and I'm like, bro, that's fucked up. They're trying to get away with refreshing it. just to show the anime with the game.
You know, it'd be really great
What?
if
They gave you a side mission that was legitimately towards the game. I mean, the anime.
I mean, they kind of do. I think they do that. Because
Really?
I saw somebody playing it, and yeah, like you'll start off playing the game, and then in certain areas you'll get the anime segments in the game.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Because
I think that's really why people are playing it.
Because I know you can find the shotgun, the jacket at the apartment, and I think like a message from a character, but that's really it. There's nothing that I've seen personally that correlates to the side character.
I saw someone walk up to like a graffiti or it's like a symbol in an alleyway, and then the anime started playing, and then they went back to the game.
Edge Runner logo.
And it wasn't like a cut and edit; it was like a live stream of somebody doing this. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool," but I don't know. I don't know how they got there. The stinking streamer was fully in Japanese, and I didn't edit the page, so I have no idea what was going on.
I mean, fair enough.
That being said, though, I do hope that they take this negative reinforcement and turn it into a positive and make a better game going forward that actually utilizes something different than what they were resting on, the laurels that they were resting on, which is why Cyberpunk 2077 failed. They tried to treat it like it was The Witcher. They made a character who stands all on their own and is their own body. At no point in time did I feel like V. I feel like I was just another voice or another like set of eyes in the back of their head that controlled their movement, and you know what made them basically look cooler than they could probably ever be on their own 2 feet, like sharing the body with Johnny Silverhand essentially, as opposed to actually being the character.
You know what bothers me still? Like. I'll still fight on this too. That the only thing that's vastly entertaining about this story, like the game, is the side stories. Like, I'm still going back into the game personally, just to experience these side stories.
Super good stuff.
Yeah, that's
I can't say that I played a side story and I was just like, this is boring and I want to leave this game. All of them far more exciting than the main story thus far. Except for that car scene. Except for the car mission.
I've yet to touch that yet. I've been just taking care of the Cyber Psycho. No, I'm going to. I'm just
gotta.
You know,
you have to experience my pain.
I will.
I'll sit in there with you. I swear I will. Tell me when you're doing it. I'll sit in there. Like, this is what they did, and if they fixed it, I'll stab them. I'll get a death threat going.
No. All I know is I've been like on and off playing Cyberpunk because I'm enjoying how I've said it, but then now my brain's like, you should definitely play a new character with a new route in the story-wise. But
like it matters.
I know it doesn't. But it's just like, I like to at least give my character some kind of story for themselves. So like a female Arasaka. Yeah, you
also I've done that. That's my first character in the game. Because the ladies are the only ones who have afro, so I was like, all right, well, then I'll just make a lady.
There's no dudes with afros? What?
Nope, no dudes. Nope, not one.
That's disappointing.
It was, which is why I chose a lady. And she was the friggin' corporation path.
Oh yeah, you talked about that. See, I went Nomad because I vibe with the vibe that they were rocking with the Nomads.
I tried that as the second one, and I think at that point I was very disappointed because like
I just made it.
The corporation one, I was like, oh, this is a wonderful ending to the story, where it was like, because you've done it already, you've played it and finished it, right?
Yeah, I've already finished the Arasaka ending. I've yet to go back for any of the other endings. I do eventually want to go to the other endings.
Okay, so we'll talk about it.
No. You already talked about the some of them already because I told you I don't care. I'm gonna eventually go back to them anyways.
Okay. Well, I think the story that I played through was okay, and it worked out simply because of the choices that I made, but I still don't respect it because it's the only choice for every playthrough, or at least like it's the only end point for every playthrough, I should say. Where it's like no matter what you do, no matter how many ways and variations you go across it, you see the end of your story in a way that is never what's the word? It's never how you actually want it to go. Like you're on the path and they wanted you to end to land the plane in a very strange place that you, after everything that you've done, doesn't seem right. I think the only exception to that was my first playthrough of it, where it was like I played as the corporation rat, basically got screwed over and burned by the person that was over me, my employer. Went into just, like crazy mercenary work. Went and did a big mission when I probably shouldn't have, just to get like legend status as a street runner, and got the crazy psychopathic freedom fighter in my brain who just wanted to take it at the beginning of this, but gradually becomes cooler and cooler with not taking it and actually trying to get
because you understand each other. You are like brothers, and now they kiss.
No, I think mine was he was like, really though, I kind of hate where the future went and I don't want any part of it. That was my headcanon. He was like, I don't want to come back. Please don't give me your body.
Well, okay.
Please let me go.
I think that's the end all be all, I'm gonna be real. But he's just like, give me your body. I want your body. It's like, it's a yes, no. Like so
yeah, it's like, that's how it starts, and depending on how your like relationship with him evolves, it's like, and then he's like, no, I actually don't. I don't need your body. In fact, the problems you have significantly outweigh my own if I jumped in your body. But then I was like, and here you go, and I gave him it.
No, I'll never get over the fact that there's that scene where it's with Rogue, and then Johnny tries to snoo with Rogue, and she's like, Johnny, no, I can't do this.
It's not your body, it's someone else's. He's like, nah, it's fine.
No, I want to get my pee-pee wet, which he's done previously.
The kid'll understand. It's cool. It's even funnier. Depending on like the perspective of the playthrough, we're just like, sure, Johnny, I'll give you this one chance to just live out the best of your life, and then he immediately ruins your body, doing a montage of terrible things.
And he wakes a girl off in a car. I'll never forget that part. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Distracts her, causes a car crash, and she freaks the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I was like, and never again. Never again is what we learned here, didn't we? Never again.
And then we eventually let him again, because then there's the whole concert thing with Johnny. And Johnny and the... At that point, his fucking...
I absolutely took control.
What?
Yeah, I took control. I didn't let him have it. The first time around, I was like, I'll do it. And I did it better than him. And I was like, bite me. And then after that, I was like, you know what? When we got towards the end, I was just like, you know what? Your AI girlfriend was right. I actually like the whole cyberspace thing, and I don't really need this mortal coil. Take it. He's like, wait, no. By all means,
bye.
please take it.
Bye. Bye.
And
go swallow.
Peace. I'm about to go enjoy cyberspace. Hey, your ex-girlfriend. And it was funny. I think that ending to me was just like a huge spin on the fact that they gave the game gave me mortality, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna live forever in the cyberspace, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the only alternative there. It's just like you definitely can live through dying, but you still technically die as far as everybody else is concerned, because you're no longer the person that you were. You're now or rather, Johnny Silverhand is now you. And that's
I
an
art
entirely different
thou,
personality.
thou art I.
That'd be very weird if that happened in Stinking Fates Day Night. Just his future self jumps into his past self and becomes him. And it's like, what? Who are we? We're the same person, but are we really? You know, it's completely different
I
perspectives and
feel like
mentalities.
it's gonna always be like that at the end of the day, where you're just like, am I me? Or am I
What
Johnny?
makes a person a
Am I
person?
aroused being Johnny?
Why?
Okay, you and I both know the level of how sexual they get in that game.
Yeah.
Overly.
They still didn't take as many chances as an old game like Dragon Age Origins. So
Fair.
I'm still like, until you hit Mass Effect or Dragon Age Origins levels of raunchiness, you are a little kid in a toy store to me.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
fair enough. Yeah.
They're stinking varying scenes of explicit activity between each other is just varying angles of very like awkward looking individuals doing things that I never want to experience in my life ever.
You don't understand. Snoo snoo.
There ain't nothing snoozer about that. The whole experience to me was just like, I feel awkward here. Can I just like, can I skip this? Do I have to watch it? I have
Yes.
to? Okay.
You got a
Alright.
full.
Even when it wasn't the Johnny scenes, I was just like, I don't want this for me. Can I skip it? I don't want to see this.
No, I'll never forget in like a moment in Cyberpunk where it's just a full on, oh, do you want to go to this ending bit of a mission? Oh yeah, sure. And it's just a full them fucking scene. And I was like, bro, whoa!
Which is
And I
a
had
huge tone shift, by the way. Like the game
Yeah.
picks a huge tone shift from like the first mission that you do, which is basically like saving a woman who's like basically been kidnapped and like all of her cyber wear has been like ripped out or rewired, and like you're going there to basically Blade Runner her out of that experience. And I'm just like, this is amazing. This is crazy. And then we're just like, tutorial over. What? You're dead now. Wait, who? You're Johnny Silverhand now. Wait, I'm sorry, excuse me? And play. And I'm like, okay.
And see.
That makes no sense. And now there's a guy in my head telling me that he wants my body, and also I may die while he takes over my body in a very... And I think this is what makes me super... Like, this is the only thing that I take positive out of that situation. They 100% took Keanu Reeves for this role, specifically because of the play on words to like the Matrix and the Mr. Smith stealing your body. All those scenes where he's just like, he sticks his hand in you and then you start to become him. And I'm just like, you full on turned Keanu Reeves as Neo into Mr. Smith in this situation. And I just want to say, well done. Well played.
They did okay. They just, it's not...
You full on, like, under the sheets of it all, pulled a Matrix in your Cyberpunk game. Interesting. Not my choice, but not upset with this. That's the only takeaway I was going out of the game with, and then I never returned. Never returned. I probably should, though, at some point, just so I can actually see if they fixed the ending, because my playthrough, they swapped the endings. I think I mentioned that before. They swapped...
Oh, yeah.
Where you either have like the choice of giving your body over to Johnny and going into the cyberspace, or taking your body, pushing him off into cyberspace and going through the final days of your life, which is like months, I think.
Can I steal Tiny Saku head?
No. No thievery in this podcast.
Swiper, no swiping. Swiper,
I
no
swear,
swiping.
I'll convince Vincent into making this a friggin' webcam podcast if the thievery is a thing. Look, man, you're a gorgeous human being. Deal with it.
No, not unless I get the wig. Stop.
You know,
Anyways, was there anything else to say? It's a hard no for Cyberpunk unless it's cheaper, and also you like kind of just dumb roaming around. Honestly, it's just really mindless roaming around.
Mindless.
It really is, unless you just fast travel everywhere. Which, that's still my ultimate gripe in that fucking game. Why the fuck do you have to go to a panel? I mean, to like a specific spot to fast travel to a spot that's still far away from your main objective? Fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm just lazy. I'm so lazy about that, but it's so annoying that you have to fast travel, like, you have to hoof it to a fast travel spot, so it's not exactly fast to travel. And I'm like, what? That doesn't mean I can stab Vin butt with chip. No. Fuck no. Nah.
Why do you always try to stab this man with a potato chip?
I don't remember
That's
why.
what I know.
It's everything's like a vivid, forgetful memory that I read only of.
Okay, you fuse a bunch of things that don't fit together. I want you to know that.
Good.
I'm here to talk about your lies, Vincent. All right.
Which one?
Your lies.
Which one?
Penis.
Wait, what? Can you run
I
that?
meant Pinocchio. Lies of Pinocchio. Listen, you don't start a game that's called Lies of P and don't expect people to be like Enos at the end. Yes.
Penis. Oh, okay. So now we transition, say goodbye to Cyberpunk, and say hello to talking about
your lies in P.
Your lies of April. Lies of P.
I feel like, honestly, I don't normally get hyped for anything. It's rarely do I ever get hyped for anything until it comes out and I play it. I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Like when I played SD Gundam Battle Alliance, fully endorsing that. I'm just like I'm gonna find a way. I'm going to find a way, Vincent, to get them to sponsor me so that I can thrust myself into the spotlight. I'm going to do it. I have to.
It should be under context on their main website. If you just be like, "Hey, is there a way I can advertise
Please
this?"
remind me after a week if I haven't already done that, please, because I have to do this. I have to get away with this. But that being said, Lies of P is another one on that list. Only because I'm just like, I know what you're doing. I'm fully aware of what I'm saying here. This is just another Souls game. All right, you're gonna dress it up. It's just another Souls game, but it has character customization, and it looks good. And I'm weak, and I know it. I know I'm weak.
Sakura, I have to tell
I'm
you
weak, and I know it.
Sakura, you need to learn the truth. It's probably not gonna have an afro.
To keep dreaming.
Alright, for the sake of the chat, since there's not gonna be booba like I did last time with the Cyberpunk Edge Runners. We got Lies of P. We're just gonna show gameplay up top of my head. I'm not gonna have audio. You're really hoping for them to have audio. I mean, for them to have an afro.
I know there's only so many people right now that are looking at this. But listen, just hear me out, all right? To those of you who hear me, you just gotta. I'm gonna start a petition. I just need your support. I just need
Pinocchio hot.
Exactly, but that's like that's. I wonder how the nose in beginning will happen. Like when you lie, what will you do?
I think it's supposed to. Big? I think the lie system's actually supposed to.
Will something else get big? No.
No, they actually have it where you're supposed to get something for lying, but it's not like your nose in this game. It's supposed to be like something else. I generally forgot. But
I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I feel like I really want to experience this, and like you can all see, I just want to petition. I just want to petition us to get afros in this game. Come on now. Come on. You might want it. You don't even know. Come on.
And I do like that people are like it's themed into like a old English kind of setting.
which is why I know there probably won't be afros in it. But listen, if they put some stupid anime hairstyle in here and they don't put an afro in here, I will write a strongly worded letter.
I'm actually
I
looking
will.
forward if they do something like add in like a character that reminds people of like Jack the Ripper
They
or
will.
something
Of course they
equivalent
will.
to that. Yeah, because
They
it's just very
basically tease
classic.
that they're putting stinking Sherlock Holmes in here. Afros? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Key.
Listen. I'm gonna put you on my petition. I'm gonna put you there, and we're gonna get you to sign it, get your signature, and then we're gonna send it to them. Listen, people want them.
Oh
All
my
right,
god.
zany, crazy customization. You
Because
know what we want.
yeah, because the closest thing everyone else keeps comparing it to, outside of like the Dark Souls, is Bloodborne because of the switch mechanism. But I can see that
Cool.
it has a clean animation.
Act like the bosses you fight in all these stinking Souls games for a change, like animation for animation, and I love that. I love that I don't have to feel like some stupid knight in the middle of like the death dragon trying to approach me. I get to finally feel cool.
Ooh, and allow full
And
coloring customization of the afro.
yes.
I have the rabbit. That mean Alice in Wonderland
Wonderhand.
references.
You saw the hand and you're just like Alice in Wonderhand.
I hate it here. Yes, you're
And
right.
the
But
hung
shut up.
pig. That pig is hung. That is what that
Wait,
is what? That
what?
was
I
all
didn't
about.
even notice something. What?
You didn't see the hang pig?
No.
Go back. Look at that. He's carrying the coffin. He's the hung pig.
Oh. See, I just saw that. Oh.
But I think if I get to wear the stupid rabbit mask, I think I'll be satisfied with
I mean, it's hopeful.
yeah.
I'm
You give me a good helmet,
fearful.
I'll take it. I really want to understand like what happens as like a detriment to you lying as opposed to a benefit. Are those people stalking you every time you make a lie and they get closer and closer with each lie that you make? Is that like a thing? Do they get more powerful
Exactly.
as you get more powerful? What goes on? That seems really cool that you're
Oh.
being hunted by these individuals throughout
Oh.
the game, maybe.
Yeah, the one thing I'm gonna at least try to be hopeful towards, they're at least going to have a tight and close like team. Hopefully, for one, not to get all of their gameplay and everything completely 100% spoiled, like story wise. I really just don't hope it gets like another situation like how GTA 6.
No more leaks.
No more leaks, bro. I'm gonna be real.
It's not
People need to chill the fuck out.
fun. It's not fun for anyone when you leak the game. It's like, okay,
just kinda ruined the
congratulations, you
fun.
did it. You spoiled it. And by spoiling it, you didn't do anyone a favor.
Yeah,
No one's
yeah.
gonna be like, wow, look at this guy. He
You're kind of
spoke
an
for all
asshole.
of us and he leaked the game. Let's all hoist him over a cliff.
It just kind of
Over a
just makes
cliff.
someone an absolute asshole. Like, you get the title. Congratulations, you're an asshole. But don't you want to? It's just like, at the
No.
end of the day, people will still want to get the game no matter how much either it looks good or bad.
Mhm.
But it kind of, I feel like there's also the
Looks
expectation.
so sexy.
Yes, it does.
It looks so sexy. Like, it has no right to look that sexy, and I know they'll mess it up. The game developers these days, they don't patch anything. They don't take that extra mile. But I expect once, like a year from now, after it comes out, or at least a year after it comes out, I should say, not a year from now, but a year after it comes out, everything will be fixed and it'll be great. It'll be super cool.
Well, I'm also hoping they don't overly patch. You know, like how speedrunners find like things to take advantage of. I hope they don't do the route where like
You know they will.
They will. But I'm gonna carry a hope. I always like to have some level of hope, no matter how jaded people are. I'm gonna at least keep that part of me, that who I am, where there's that hope of, hey, maybe they're not gonna like patch something to the point where it's impossible to like enjoy the game. If they can keep that and also my interest towards the game and the story, I'm just gonna loop this bit.
Okay.
I'll be happy with that, because for real, I'm very tired of how if you find something and you want to like go with the game or enjoy it, like, you know, for like Cuphead, like the full charge shot would help you get through the entire game. Once they found that out or introduced to it, they automatically removed the they automatically just straight up removed that. Like nerfed it, not removed it. Nerfed the charge shots, you know, damage output. They nerfed it and it made it harder for people to just, like, you know, push through. But, you know, charge shot is still fucking overpowered. Also, fuck flying missions. Flying missions are stupid. I still stand by this bit. But
I think that's at least for me. That's the end of my particular rant. I've seen it. I acknowledge it. I hope that they add good customization to it, as opposed to them just being like, honestly though, we've already done a lot of work and you'll just be playing as this singular person as it's his story. And I'm just like,
yeah.
That'll take me out of it. I'll still play it. I'll still play it even if there's no customization, just because the game looks really nice. And I was definitely in the camp of people when it's like when Neo came out and they're just like, you play as this guy, this random Westerner from whoever the hell fighting these Japanese mythological creatures. And I'm just like, I don't really care. And then they're like, and you get character creation in the second one. I was like, that's the one I'll play. That's the one I'll do.
Yeah.
So
because people don't care about this. Because historical accuracy, that actually happened where a dude did in fact get shipwrecked to Japan. But yeah, it's not. And they tried to use that as the story basis, and then it was like, whatever.
Like, nobody really cares because history is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Sometimes interesting, but most of it's just stupid. Unless you're talking about mythological history, and then everybody's like, what? That's pretty nice.
Because you know what's the funny thing about mythological history? It can be easily developed or warped. So, like the example, Nine-tailed foxes.
It's okay, history.
Yeah, it's history. Nine-tailed foxes is actually how they at least consume and also exist in different planes of different parts of Asia, like in Korea, Taiwan. I think it's Taiwan, Japan, and China. Each of them have different interpretations of what a nine fox does. What do they do and how they consume people. All of them are, in one case or another, different interpretations. Same
just
thing.
Like Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Bringing it back here.
And
I don't
Winnie
remember
the
this ever
Pooh.
being the story. I mean, both. Winnie the Pooh being a horror story, and this being and Pinocchio being this strange, regal gentleman who is not a wooden boy. He's a metal boy.
He's a metal boy.
And it's just like, is he like a full-on automaton trying to become a human, or is he trying to become a full-on automaton? I don't understand.
I don't think it's trying to be like that, because he still has connections to his father and whatever. But it seems more.
So, what makes him like? Where is his real boy story? What is he trying to achieve? What is he trying to become a much realer version of?
It's probably what his dad probably did, because they have his connection with his father and his reason behind doing battle with all these like robotic and or mannequin-esque characters.
I just want to say, Geppetto, the glow up is real. You went
it really
from
is.
To like friggin' lord of the castle in the town.
I'm just very curious on like the different weapons that they have. Because it's not 100% guaranteed, like, you know, weapon shifts. Everything seems like, you know, you're going to get a weapon. But the thing that shifts is Pinocchio's other arm. So I am invested in, like, what's going to be the skill tree, or what's going to be your main, you know, like, inventory system for this. Because you see the combat, but you don't see everything around the game. Because... you know, you get the Devil May Cry feel of, shit, here we go again with another big baddie to fight.
All right then, Vincent. What's your final thought on this?
I look forward to it. I would buy it, I'm also curious if they would at least allow a multiplayer mechanic. If they don't, perfectly fine of a game. Because even Sekiro was still a good game without its multiplayer mechanic. If it stays in the idea of like Sekiro without a multiplayer, I'm fine with this kind of game. Because Dark Souls series games, it's really having the multiplayer mechanic was just a optional thing. And nothing's wrong with having options within a game to try to survive. It has its difficulties, which I do like the idea of a challenge. Some people want it easy. Some people want to be spoon-fed a story. I can like that, but at the same time, I gently rather work for that. I rather at least always work for my story, not be hand-fed that. And I respect people that don't like that kind of idea, but if this is going to be, and it is, going to be a game where you have to at least go through hell to at least try to get something, an end goal, as we can see with Pinocchio. Like, you know, he's not a daddy's boy all the way through and through, as you can see. He's fighting for an objective. He's fighting for a goal. You're trying to at least go through this, and I very much believe it is going to be a hard-focused, story-driven game where they give you these little cutscene bits that you've seen, but everything else is probably going to be a lot of free form of figure out where to go and then lead you to the story, which I'm looking forward to that, because you're gonna get so many different types of weapons. You're gonna get so many methods to use your wooden arm to either grapple hook, break a stun, create an AoE so that enemies get knocked on their ass, get an impact explosion. I look forward to what's to come with it. If they charge $60, I will stand by my my hilltop of I stand by my statement of I'm not gonna pay $60 for any game from now on.
Fair.
Because, you know, 60 and up, because games nowadays are slowly starting to go up in prices, and I'm like, no. No.
It's a matter of if the inflation is worth it. And
Yeah.
there's very rarely a game that deserves that inflation. Now there are exceptions.
Yeah.
We've played
Of course.
exceptions where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd pay more for certain games than I actually paid for them. I'd throw my whole wallet.
Well, it's because, you know, you see the passion behind their work, though.
Yeah.
I
I feel like that's where they really need to be as like game developers nowadays. Like, you should have a game that comes out maybe $20, right?
Yeah.
$20 depending. Upscale of like 30. And if people love what you've produced,
Then cool.
you're going to make more money than you would if you went like 60 or 80 for the deluxe extra special super legit ultimate copy
the
edition.
chocolatey edition.
You can taste the money, your own money slipping away. But yeah, I think from my own thoughts though, I definitely want it. I don't know if I'll play it as religiously if I can't get character customization. I think it'll be something that I get when it's on sale if there's no customization, and I will I'll play it solely for the story of Pinocchio. I'll go in with the mentality that I want to see what this Pinocchio is all about, and I want to experience his weird
Like his epic like
macabre life.
Yeah. And
his
like
journey.
what made it into what's going on right now.
And like what version of this this like fable is the point here. I want to know like what's the point of this story.
Also, if we do not get a whale fight, I'm gonna be upset. I'm just saying now.
Well, I mean, look, that's for the Moby Dick game that'll come out if this does well.
No, it's the Moby Dick DLC.
Wait, I swear if it's not called Tales of D, I'm not playing it.
All I know is
Tales of D in the pursuit of.
Oh my god, stop. You violated the law. But I am looking forward to it.
About the game. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see where it goes, but I think that is really the long and short of it. I don't think there's anything necessarily extraordinary to add to that other than I look forward to
There's
it.
nothing else that makes it evolve. There's no evolution of it, Vincent. We can no longer get the nice, tasty skins. All right,
Skins?
of victory. Yes, the skins of our money being hoisted over our shoulders and taken away by corporations.
You say that, but then there's gonna be something, you know, like our experience with Gundam Evolution.
Yes.
You want to talk about
Yes,
that?
Vincent.
You want to talk about that, bud?
It depends on what you mean. Depends entirely on what you mean. I don't really know why you're looking at me like that. But look, okay, Gundam Evolution.
Uh-huh.
All right, you want
Uh-huh.
me to say some positive things about it? Everybody does.
No, you can
They got
criticize
Gundams.
That's it.
That's about it. You like mobile suits? You like mobile suit Gundam? Well, they got those. They got Zaku's. They got the more obscure mobile suits. You like Overwatch?
Yeah.
If you don't like Overwatch, you won't like this.
You're probably
And
gonna.
if you're like me and you're just like, man, I absolutely hate the way Overwatch's gameplay is and really wish for it to be a different game, anything other than what it is. You're not gonna have a good time, and you have to accept that you're not gonna have a good time. You can't sugarcoat it, you can't lie to yourself. You're not gonna have a good time. But if you're doing it solely for the mobile suits, you're gonna have
it's your game. Though.
slightly better time.
Yeah. If you're there just because you support mechs, I don't
If you're a
think
die-hard mech fan, you will vaguely enjoy this.
Yeah, you'll vaguely enjoy it. Not the game modes, because the game modes are just very rehashed. There's only 3, and there's like 4 maps.
I think 4.
Yeah. Other than that, it's back and forth, and you can probably get like 2 hours at best. You can get more with friends, but then once people at least find like the little spams to it,
or 5.
Like, oh, 5? Oh,
Yeah.
Shit. Well, if you find something in the game that interests you, cool. If not, you're not gonna have a fun time. I'm being very realistic. This is a game that's honestly just with friends. Like, but if you want to do the Overwatch, invest your time, get good kind of situations, that's cool. That's good on you. But
you want to play a free-to-play, quote-unquote Gundam game, this is the one. This is the one that's free.
Yeah.
But if you want to play a good Mobile Suit Gundam game, just get Battle Alliance. Just get Battle Alliance. Please just get Battle Alliance.
But not Gundam Breakers.
You won't.
Don't never get that. Never fucking get that game.
Don't get new
Gundam
Gundam Breakers. Please don't do it. Don't hurt yourself. I mean, even for those of you who like visual novels, right? If you like visual novels, you still won't like that game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The visual novel aspect, watered down. The only thing that actually works for it, the Gunplas. You make some pretty dope looking mobile suits. You can get crazy with it. I think it's honestly the only selling point is that if you want to make a mobile suit, there's no better game on the PC than not that game. There's actually a better
one. Honestly, there have been better games, but
what is that one that's early access that has Grim monsters as the enemies? It's prototype something.
I don't remember.
Let me look it up real quick.
All I know is, but yeah, so with personal experience between myself, Sakura, Zero, and I think our friends in Toki and Strange Bed, game's okay with friends, it's tolerable with friends, but after a point, it kind of gets like, we reached to the time period of sweaty people, and bro, the sweaty people though. And the worst part is, I figured out how to mute the sweaty people, but after the game. Not during. Because you can't just go up and just be like, mute everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you can
I don't know.
show what everyone can play as, but I didn't see any option to mute the chat, so it was kind of lame that way. But
Mass Builder is what it's called. That's the one.
mass build. Oh, I think yeah.
It's the $25 game, or rather $24.99 game that is. I mean, if you don't like Daemon X Machina, this is the next runner-up.
Man, I enjoyed Daemon X Machina.
Yeah.
That was okay.
No, I just didn't like the fact that the story was meh and forgettable, and the fights felt a little too enclosed. I feel like if the camera could be turned a little bit further outward so that you could really enjoy the things, and the maps were a little bit bigger so you could feel like you're in this like giant world and you're engaging in these battles with other like mechs and these monsters, I feel like it would be a little bit better, but it just feels weird, like an arena fight with giant metal babies that slap each other and run, and then slap each other and run, and repeat forever.
Yeah.
And that just didn't feel fun to me. That's just me though. There wasn't a lot of variation or variety, and that is in fact the spice of life. So that's me. I didn't like it, but also it was one of the few games that had, wait for it, afros. Yes.
Petition to make video games with fucking proper afros.
It upsets me that that game, of all the games, entirely unnecessary to have it, because you're mostly in the mech and you very rarely get out of it unless you're an insane person. You make a weird build where your person is more of the fighter than the mech.
I mean, you could have it set to maybe like have something like mines and whatever, because mines was an optional thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, unless you do all that, realistically, you're going to be in a mech. But they still are like, you know what? Let's give people stupid creativity for their character. Like, everybody gets to be their own kind of custom mech building pilot. And I'm just like, why? Why does this exist here but nowhere else?
Because...
Why do people hate afros?
I don't know.
Why do you continue putting dreads and cornrows in games? Like, that actually helps anyone? And there's not a single afro anywhere. You are a hypocrite and a fool. You're a fool, Mr. Potter.
Good day.
Put global hairs in your game if you're going to go and throw around friggin' Cloud and what's the one from 15? Not 15. Yeah, 15. What's his name?
Noctis
and Sasuke and Sephiroth. If you're gonna go start throwing around those hairstyles, you better put every hairstyle, at least one from every ethnicity on this earth. You put it in there. You put it in there. I'm looking at you. Put it in there.
No.
Because clearly
that requires effort. No.
Do you know how many games I can count off that have stupid bullet cuts in worlds and landscapes that they don't belong in, but you're scarce to ever see anything akin to like a more like Nordic mohawk or an afro or what other crazy hairstyles are there in this life? Do you know of any particular like sort of like national hairdos from different countries and continents?
Not that I can think of that generally popped out. A lot of people would stick with the generic like front bangs or bullshit like that, because it's okay. I'm gonna say it. Whoever puts front bangs, even in terms of OC designs, you're basic bitches. I'm sorry. It's easy because constantly everyone likes to do front bangs in front of faces so that they don't have to worry about eye designs. There, I said it.
You gonna go out there and start a fight with all the people who have Hime hairstyles? That's crazy.
I'm ready. I'm ready to let the world burn. I've always been ready. Sakura, you've known me long enough. I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, pick your fight and I'll help you. I'll help him while you punch him. But I just want you to know that. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same piece here.
Yeah, I've been given the complaint that, like, back in the day, that people would complain about my character's hair having, like, this confusing type of bangs that confuse them. And then I made it simplified, and now I don't get as many complaints other than more recently. But, you know, I try to give my hairstyle so simple. Meanwhile, these people are just out here. I'm gonna just put a front bang. I'm basically emo kid. Oh, don't make fun of me. I'm gonna pull my demon inner trigger, demon form, Sasuke, Sharingan. Okay, basically a lot of hairstyles are very basic, bitch. I'm just saying. And then they put in every single anime game, generic game, a lot of games that give you the option to character customize, and no one can say otherwise. Even in Sims, they do that shit. Even in Sims, even though the afro was okay in that game, it was okay whenever I made you as a Sith Lord, Sakura. I still remember having that clip. It was amazing.
Gosh darn it, man.
What? It was a nice and voluptuous wig. Hair. Afro. Yes. Yes, I'm dancing in between statements, but my point still stands.
I won't draw attention to it if you don't, my guy.
Hi.
But yeah, I feel like, you know, Gundam Evolution, to get back on topic, not a great game if you're not a diehard fan and you don't like Overwatch styled games or Overwatch in itself. You won't really like Gundam Evolution. You just won't. You can try it, no stopping you, but I'm giving you the forewarning. You're probably not gonna have a good time, especially given the fact that even though they had all this time to do it, in the time span between their early access and their release of the game, they never fine-tuned the characters, so they're all broken in varying aspects, and you can get steamrolled very easily. There's not like
it gets very one-sided real fast.
Yeah, there's no back and forth situation. It's just like if they get momentum, you get steamrolled.
Yep.
There's no recovery.
It's rare to at least see a back and forth properly, but it's just whenever everyone tries to save up their ultimates and then just like spam it. Oh, well, you know, there's this person that's using their ultimate. Oh, time to use my ultimate. Oh, they're using their ultimate. Time to use my ultimate. It's just whoever can charge up like their ultimate and then boom. I don't see too much outside of that.
I would put more down for this particular topic, but there's not a lot of that game that interests me.
Yeah, there's not much of it going other than you could probably just play with friends, or if you feel like doing something mindless, it is pretty much one of those mindless games. If you just want to shut off your brain, you can just play it, and then it's just like pew pew, hit ultimate, hit button, pew pew pew. See, I can see people move to this as their new Overwatch kick versus the, you know, eventual death of Overwatch. Since they want to, you know, kill it just to force a second game out. Since fuck you, give us money through battle passes, and if you have the original game, you get to at least keep a bunch of other stuff from the first game because we're throwing out, just battle passes and dumb shit. They're trying to do a mix with Overwatch 2 of, hey, we're gonna do what all these other battle royale games are doing, where it's just battle pass, because, you know, you can't do loot boxes anymore because of everyone's going to fucking castrate you. And also, yeah, so hope for the best, but hey, since a lot of people are gonna jump ship to Overwatch and probably move this as their Overwatch game, we're gonna watch one game die for another game to rise.
Basically.
Yeah.
Be funny though if Gundam Evolution is the one that dies and people just bend over backwards for Overwatch 2, just like, you know what, you've done me dirty, Blizzard, Vision. Do it again.
Do it again. I'll tell you when to stop. But
Turns
yeah.
out I was into the rough stuff. How'd you know? Questions.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
But
there'd be nothing to it outside of that. Other than
I
just
feel like before
money.
I ever played Overwatch again, I'd sooner play League of Legends. I think that's where I stand.
I mean, I love how you say
No, you know
that,
what?
and you've previously done that anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But have I ever revisited Overwatch is the question.
No, even Shaw has offered,
I
and
feel
you're
like
like adamantly like, hell no.
I hold a gun in only certain situations where I'm just like, no. And that's like my end statement. There's no convincing. There's no persuasion.
There's
No.
just
And
leave me alone with
that's
that.
the one. That's the one thing where it's just like no one could convince me. No one could convince me because I hate the game that much.
And you know what? That's fair enough. To is their own as it goes.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who like it, more power to you. For me though, I'm on the very opposite of that spectrum, and I'm just like, I couldn't wait uh any longer a duration of time for me to just watch it expire in this like the same way Anthem did, just like this
Oh,
horrible
oh,
dumpster
poor
fire.
Anthem.
Just
Oh,
explosions in the background, stinking developers running around screaming in Wilhelm. It's the funniest thing. It had potential too. Could have been a really amazing game today,
yep. But nope.
but nope.
But nope.
It died because of greed.
So normal. Death by greed.
Death by greed. I wish different. I wish upon a star. Maybe you'd be better, but no, I look at you and no, you make me sad with your stupid, silly face.
And continue to make sad. But
It makes me almost as sad as Baldur's Gate 3.
But hey, look at it like this. We can look
Wow.
forward to games that we can enjoy more, like Lies of P. Yes. And more options of games.
Yeah.
I think you can still buy Anthem on Xbox Store for
You
some
can.
reason. Why?
You can.
But why?
Well, they're still trying to make money off of it, Vincent. They're never gonna get over it. They're still trying.
I
They're like,
mean,
people still play this, right?
there's apparently still it's a really small fandom from what I
Have you
saw
ever
on TikTok.
finished Divinity Original Sin 2?
No, I never did. I recently reinstalled it because I was gonna be like, I'm feeling in the mood to be a necromancer.
You're gonna do it. We're doing it. You're gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Don't drag me back into mods, please. There's too many mods, Sakura.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not have space for any more mods, Sakura.
I had to fight myself, just so you know. I had to really fight myself just to be okay with that. There was an internal struggle. There was conflict.
I get it, but still at the same time, I don't have the space for it.
I know.
I have whatever we previously had in that game.
I don't understand how they keep getting away with this though. I went into Steam to look for like character customization in games, and they gave me hundreds of games that don't have that in there.
Yep.
Hundreds.
Because mistags.
Man, I love my my character customization in Apex Legends. And I love how I get to customize my character in Madden NFL 23. Don't you know, it was the best time customizing my character in Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
God damn it.
Dude, Farming Simulator though? Character customization. It even has co-op. It's so good. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? This game doesn't have that in there. Why are you lying? Who put this here?
But don't you know DayZ has character customization?
Don't you know Daisy sucks?
There it is.
I feel like if there's a game similar in fashion to a huge world where people aren't friends, and the zombies aren't your friend, and the environment isn't your
Your
friend.
friend. What is your friend
Maybe.
at that point?
Yeah. Yeah.
The world may
The
never know.
people made interesting stories for it when it was still popular, though. So there's that weird,
Yeah.
like, uh, YouTubers and Twitchers collaborating to create these fictional stories of gameplay that will never exist for a normal person's playthrough of that game.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because roleplay. Roleplay
Yeah.
always makes up for a lot of games bullshit, even GTA.
Even GTA. But what about G2A? No,
That's your go-to
nothing makes up for
place.
that. No, it's not.
It's gonna happen.
Unless you like sadness.
So normal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna make you play Disney Dreamlight Valley.
I'm okay with that because, you know, it doesn't
I
look like a
want to see
bad
you.
game.
I want to see you become Mr. Monopoly of all these Disney characters'
Shut.
lives, and just like,
Oh,
uh,
did you know they had the goofy, you know, fishing rod technique? He actually shows
will he?
that.
What?
Yeah, whenever if you have Goofy fishing, he'll do his secret technique on how he he yeets his fucking his hook. He actually does it in the
Mhm.
game, and I'm like, what? That's amazing. I love that
That's dope.
actually as a detail.
Yeah, I can mess with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
All right. That is it for that segment in the terms of this podcast. Now we go into the Q&A. If anyone wants to ask, I'll give it like a minute before we hit the hard, quick switch into video games if we have
Cuphead.
time. To Cuphead, to Suffering.
The suffering.
To Suffering.
Suffering.
Alright. Let me put a timer up. Alright. I'm gonna run to the restroom while Q&A is happening.
Okay.
I believe in you, and if there's questions, if not, I'm gonna at least pause the stream and then set up for Cuphead and yada yada yada. Wiggle wiggle. I'll be back. Have fun,
He'll
Jack.
be back. Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be answering these questions? Gosh darn it, Vincent. Well, folks, ask your question, and I may or may not have an answer. I'm not a genie, so you'll never know if it's the truth or not. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I really want to build my own house in real life. And I don't know why I want this, but it's a deep desire of mine. I feel like it'd be kind of interesting. Completely unrelated to questions and answers. But I just kind of want to build my own house. Despite how terribly difficult that probably is. Ow. The reverb on that was painful. I'm surprised no one's asking questions on if Vincent will play more horror games like The Exorcist. Thought everybody loved that. If you've never seen Vincent toss a child, because he was under the assumption that it was possessed by a demon, you've never seen quality content like that before. He beat a baby with a lighter because it kept making the lights flicker and things creep around in the darkness. That's just basic baby stuff. Babies do that. Their heads spin around counterclockwise and then go clockwise. It's fine. Oh, love to design. Yo, Keith, listen. We could go halfsies on building a house, or I could build yours, you could build mine, and then we just fund each other's house building adventure. It's just one house though, because we don't want to go broke and then have to sell the house just to make some sort of profit back of the just monumentous debt that we'd be in. But yeah, no, he got into a fist fight with a demon baby. He fought a bunch of cadavers in a church. You heard exactly what I said. And I think he fell down an elevator shaft. That might have been a thing. The Exorcist game is very interesting. But yeah, he played the hell out of that horror game. I think it should still be around. It won't be 2 stories, but I will only have living space on the 2nd floor. You, my good sir, are a monster, and I love that. I would love to build that. You have like the living room, you have the bedrooms, you have like the workspace all on the 2nd floor, and then like the 1st floor is just completely vacant of life. There's like a lampshade just so it's not terrifyingly dark. You're walking around in nothingness until you go back upstairs. The ground level would be a garage. What the hell? Okay, but now I have to ask the serious questions. Would you have a basement and would you have an attic? With a warehouse with 2 levels? Okay, so you're answering my question. Wait, no. The warehouse could be separate. Is the warehouse separate or is the warehouse underground? I've heard of underground warehouses. They often call them bunkers, but not me. I just call them an underground warehouse because I'm a monster. Warehouse is the house. Okay. So, technically speaking, you'd have this place that stores all of your stuff, but on the 2nd floor, and the 1st floor is just where you put every vehicle you've ever owned and various tools, maybe like boxes of things that you think you're gonna keep with you and unpack, but you never unpack, but you always keep them with you. Because hoarding is a thing that we all experience, and no one is safe from it. I judge no one for this. I'm a hoarder. I have a bunch of things I don't need that I should just throw away into a trash to never see again, and I'm just like, I can't. I love it. It's my friend. This inanimate object. I should do it Fast and Furious Crossroads. I can't stop looking at it. I can't stop looking at it. I'd show it to all of you, but I wouldn't want to subject anyone to that pain. Living mechanics shop on level 1 and living area above, and have a loft section to be able to overlook the garage. Okay, but now I have to ask you, in like classic villain standards, would you have like glass pane on one section of flooring so that you could just really like look down ever so often as you like stand above your like a garage or your mechanic shop? Hello, Straw. How be you? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no, no. Do they finally have the ability to actually capture the ghosts? Or do you still have to just track them and then run away, screaming into the night, hoping they don't slam the door and keep you? Is that it? Is it just a new map? Meh. I want to play Ghostbusters in the Ghost game, Straw. Level wipe? What you talking about?
Huh? What?
No, to have a car elevator to be able to have a car in the living area as decor. Oh, you fancy, Key. Okay, all right, I see you.
What happened?
You don't want to. So me and Key were talking about houses and how they'd want a like warehouse structure where they have a living space on the second floor and then like a sort of like a mechanic shop on the first one. It's like a garage. And
Yeah.
I was asking if they were gonna go ahead with like glass pane above, like on the second floor, so you could look down on the shop below. But they're like, nah. They just have an area where it's like a car elevator, so they could basically like showcase one of their vehicles in the living space. And then Straw came in saying that there's a new Faz update.
Yeah.
I was like, they finally go ahead and let us capture stuff.
No.
And they were like, no. I was like, dang. But you know, when I am the free, I guess I would like to see. I could just watch a video though, Straw. I could just look at a video of it.
Yeah.
I get the same experience. I'm so well. No, wait. If I turn on my cheats, will the map lag? That's the real question. New update is sick. I'm gonna be the fastest man alive, just so you know, through the entirety of this. This is how I get my kicks in the game.
This is how Sakura enjoys his game.
I like running in and out of the house at alarming speeds and terrifying the ghosts that they sometimes get stuck and then can't hunt anyone because they're trying to catch up with me.
Oh, so you saw the glitch where someone figured out a way into the campsite?
No, I have never seen that.
So apparently, if you grab the doorway and go behind one of the tents, and you try to climb it with it,
fair enough.
You just want friends to play with. I mean, Sakura, would you want to at least do a quick play of it?
Okay. It would overlap the Cuphead thing, but we can do that off screen just so we can get past that stupid level, and then like you could like record it so that people be like, oh yeah, you did it. You did it. I can't believe you did it. Look at you, you did it. And be like, yep, we did it.
I mean, we can find an extra day to cheese it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. Alright, chat.
I guess I'll have to put on my Wally West shoes again. They call me Wally Allen. Very fast.
I'm still updating. I got like 5 minutes. Alright, that's fine. I'm just gonna turn off stream mode.
I'll live and die in the span of 5 minutes. That's right, I'm a fruit fly. I just need you to update faster. Gosh. Oh, did you know they put gnomes in the Baldur's Gate 3 game? And now it's 104 gigabytes to download that
game.
Wait,
what? Just for fucking gnomes?
Yeah, and a bard. New class. They put bards in finally, and they put gnomes in.
That doesn't make sense. Why didn't?
Sexy gnomes.
Oh my god! All right, but chat. I'm gonna turn off the podcast just so we can separate that.
Yeah.
Also, work was awful. Oh, I'm sorry, hon. I was originally gonna at least contact you once you got home, but did you still want me to do the thingy?
There has to be an option where you can just get into a fist fight at work and it'd be fine. There has to be.
That's called being a professional hockey player, dude.
Or like an MMA fighter, I guess. 1 second while you getting stuff situated.
Okay. I had family night. Oh, yeah. Alright. Well. I mean, if anything, if you want to play stuff. But if you don't want to do it on stream, I'll just end the stream. I mean, you're fine. I'm just asking if you'd want to do it now, if you're free right now. Once you're done updating. Is it okay if I just stream it, or should I just turn off the stream once you're all good and hunky-dory? Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, then I'm going to cut the stream here for the podcast. Thank you very much, everyone, for being a part of the podcast and the wiggles and the waggles. We're going to dance on over to moving now to video games, since this segment is specifically towards the podcast. I do wish to at least have y'all here still whenever we come back for Phasmophobia for the new update. If not, and if you're heading off for the night, I do hope everyone has a good day, night, or whatever time zone it is for you. So yeah. So we'll end the stream. Take care, everyone of those from YouTube, and look forward to the next episode of Echoes of the Forest. As next time we'll find a gazelle and then wrestle the gazelle. Wrestle it and then name it Delilah. So that we can just simply say, hey there, Delilah. What was it like in New York City? And that's my joke. Anyways, good night, everyone. I'll be back in just a moment. Please give us a little time. For those that are heading off, I appreciate your patience.